It's been on the minds and the lips of most gatekeepers, entertainment fans, fan armies, you name it, ever since the news was shared across social media yesterday that Sarkodie had the collaboration on the Stir It Up with Bob Marley, legendary Bob Marley. We've had the video for a while. Big shout going out to Olele, our very own insider, who gets the things, through. We have to start investigating how Olele has been doing certain things. Olele was there. He was the only person who shared a video when Sark was having a hustle entering the stadium. I'm beginning to investigate and actually wonder.
He causes the problems.
I'm coming to the other things. Yeah, I'm beginning to possibly say it was staged. It was staged. The entry was staged to give Olele the exclusive.
Sack, but now I'm stopping. Yeah, man, 5 minutes. My tripod, my face, my tripod is here. Me the mic be show on my audio.
Exactly.
Olel Salvador.
He had the video, and thank you very much, for granting this content to us exclusive as well. Big shout out to Sark and his team, and this is a big deal. Now, you know what? This conversation this morning, we want you to also be part of it for the very first time. Now, if you check on all of us, our various personal social handles on Twitter, especially, I'm very sure. The Zoom link has been shared, or a Zoom link has been shared, and you can click on that Zoom link and join in this conversation and be live on TV and radio with us this morning, right from now. So if you jump onto Deep Throat Source, or aka Ole Salvador, if you go to Miss G on Twitter, if you go to Serial as well on Twitter, and J Foley 2131 on Twitter, you find out that we've put out the Zoom link. So, and 3 music networks on Twitter, the Zoom link is active, and on Facebook as well. You find out the Zoom link is active. You can join in the conversation with us this morning as we're about to talk a bit more about this huge music success that the CEO of Success Music, Sarkodie, has chalked with getting this collaboration done on the original vocals of Bob Marley's Stir It Up. On behalf of the team, I want to say a very big congratulations going out to Sark and the team for pulling this off. Ole, do you have any details on this collaboration?
Well, we know that the song was supposed to have been released last year, and I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So yes, last year, yes, yes. Ricky wants me to remind the fans, the viewers, the listeners, Plus 9.9 FM, that we have shared the Zoom link. It's a public Zoom link for this conversation. And today's episode is for the fans because we want to celebrate Sarkodie as arguably his biggest milestone in his music career. And we don't want to do it alone. We want to open it up for the fans to join in. We don't want to do phone calls. We want to see your reactions on your faces as well. So all the SAC fans, SAC Nation, if you're watching us or listening to us live right now, tell a friend to go check our social media platforms and then join the conversation via the Zoom link. Okay, so this
Back
song,
to the making.
yes, this song was supposed to have been dropped last year, around November. I'm not too sure what happened. We also know that Posse G in 2020 granted an interview to blogger Kobe Che, and in that conversation, he actually hinted on the fact that Sarkodie had a song with an artist bigger than Jay-Z, which generated all sorts of interesting conversations on social media. I think Sark even came down from Tor to go speak on it at Hits FM, a sister station, and to say that he wasn't really happy about the fact that Posse G made that statement because he is very aware of how Ghanaians respond to that. And indeed, Ghanaians actually proved the point, and I can imagine how difficult it was for him to just try and keep it under wraps, and even looking forward to No Pressure at the time, people thought that, okay, we are still looking forward, we are still waiting to hear the song with the artist bigger than Jay-Z, as Posse G had hinted on, but we are not too sure where or who that's going to be, right? So people now started suspecting that perhaps it might be Kanye West, So when we saw Sark behind the scenes of Labadi, and we saw a model that was supposed to have been, a model that was closer to Kanye West. People thought that, okay, maybe the Kanye West, conversation, or shall I say rumor, was true, but that also didn't happen, And then Sark himself actually hinted with a tweet where he posted a picture of Bob Marley in the same 2020, months after the Posse G conversation, where he just puts a king emoji and a face emoji on Bob Marley's picture. He didn't say anything. He just put. So I could tell, or I could say that Sark was actually giving us hints, but we couldn't.
We couldn't connect it. Yeah,
exactly.
And
then in one of his rap songs, Arthur Quaps, if you are watching the show, listening to me, remind me of the song. One of the rap songs, there was a line where he actually gave shout outs to Bob Marley ahead of this release. So Sark and the team has actually been dropping, subtle hints, but obviously we weren't paying attention. Earlier this week, about 2 or 3 days ago, we received a special message, an exclusive message that this is what is happening. Kankesi Island Records, Sark and the team had put together a fantastic record with Bob Marley, and then the song was Stir It Up. Now, for me, when I received the message, to be very honest, I was like, huh? I mean, Sark, Bob Marley, wow, it's going to be an interesting one. And then they sent the link over. We took a look at the link, and we had to sit on it till today to share it with the Ghanaians and the rest of the world.
Wow, interesting. A lot of questions around it. Find out if how the details of the collaboration, how it happened, whether it was an initiative from the Success Group or it was from
we will try and get John Hill. We will try and get try and get John Hill. John Hill is a guy, our contact at Island Records. We'll try and get him and see. Hopefully, he could respond to the release.
Well, interesting. So we do have a couple of people who have joined us already on our Zoom link. We'll be putting you on live. Please, first off, rules and regulations of the house. Careful on your cuss words and your swear words. Also, take you off real quickly. And also make constructive criticisms in case you have to. And let's all be nice and talk about this. So once the rules are out of the way, we'll just allow you to also join us, join us on the show as well. And don't forget to also put your video on when you're going to join us on the conversation, because we'd love to see your beautiful face and have the conversation with you. So that's the big one, Sarkodie and Bob Marley, or shall I say Bob Marley and Sarkodie. And, I'm sure if Bob Marley were alive today, no, hands down, definitely when you mention some top African artists that you'd definitely love to do collaborations with, I can stand on my 2 feet and say that, yes, Sark would be in there. Bob Marley's music is global. It's life. It's what do you say? It's
evergreen.
Evergreen. It has no
Timeless.
limits. It's timeless. Thank you very much. It's timeless.
I went to St. Peter's.
Come to St. Peter's.
I went to St. Peter's. Yes.
You went there.
The two of you obviously went elsewhere.
All right, we do have someone join us on the line already.
So just a quick one. Just a quick one. They should mention their name and tell us where they are speaking to us from, so that we can appreciate.
Yes. Before we put this person on and bear in mind, if I know you and I know you to be somebody who's naughty, I'll cut you.
Let's go.
I'll take you off real quickly. Okay, so sorry. So let's get the first person on there to join us here. I'm told Kwesi Hayford joins us here this morning. Kwesi, can you see, hear, and feel us in the studio?
So let's get the first.
Don't forget to also please turn on your microphone, just in case sometimes people get a bit lost out on using the Zoom link. So let's get in-house reactions while we wait for Kwesi Hayford to join us, guys. Miss G, serial on this collaboration from Sarkodie and Bob Marley.
And he has to find a way to feature Jesus now. Where do you go after Bob Marley?
Bro,
What next? Where do you go after Bob Marley? For real.
This feeling this thing you just said, right? After BET Awards, the first time I went and I saw all of them, I said, the people that I'm hoping to see and talk to, I finished. It's okay. I can lose. Wow,
seriously,
it's true.
I mean, it's a big deal. Bob Marley is literally, Bob Marley is an institution. He's not just a musician. What he represents, the leader of a whole culture, and for a song like "Stir It Up" to have Sarkodie on it. Out of all the people on the planet, it's a big deal. So really, 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 yeah. And if you find Jesus or at least John the Baptist feature him next time, then we know, But it's a big, big, big win for Ghana. And well, finally, the conversation can end on whether Sarkodie's tree rap and English rap is going to take him places.
Were you expecting Tree? I mean, when I heard about the collaboration, the first thing that came to mind was he has to do Tree. He has to, because it's a bolder representation.
I was expecting Tree. He won't miss. This is the chance for him to make that statement.
Yeah.
Right. People, his whole career, bro, like switch it up, add some English, try to do pidgin. Why they do Tree? Tree their own coffee, blah blah. They've said everything, right? And now he's gone to the furthest height possible. So this is the time to stamp it on it that this is who I am. And it's possible to be authentic, and still get it. So,
yeah, because and just
I would have been disappointed
if he did English.
If he did an all English, I would have been disappointed.
Yeah, I think just to add to what Cyril is saying, we are very much aware of the relationship between Jamaica and Ghana. And it's only right Sarkodie had to represent the authenticity of the culture he has always represented in rapping in Tree. Many would have argued that, Sark should have, rapped in English. But for me, it's not even what he rapped in, it's how he bodied the beat. I mean, I am not, a music expert, but if you listen to the cadence, you listen to the flow, you listen to the rhythm.
He put some mad experience.
Look, the first time I heard Sark on a reggae record was when he did a record with Samini, right? And that was mind blowing, right? And years down the line, he takes another challenge to do a record from Bob Marley. And Stir It Up is not like Sebe, one of those records. Stir It Up is a classic. Do you get what I'm saying? So for even Marley's team or the family to say, this is what we are going to go
because
with.
the team, they've protected the legacy of Bob Marley for years.
Exactly.
You
so
don't
it's not just
touch
anybody.
Yeah.
You get me? It's not just anybody who, and no disrespect to the other rappers in the game. I'm sure there've been
quite a number of please.
Disrespect is rap.
I'm sure there are a number of rappers who think or say, we could have done it better. Look, that's not the conversation today. The conversation is a Ghanaian rapper, an African rapper, is on one of the biggest songs in the world, arguably, rapping in Tree. That's case closed. Whether you have a bias or not, this is not the conversation.
That's what I was saying. I see things from bird's eye view.
Exactly.
Like, that's what you just said. Is just perfect.
Yes, it's case closed. A Ghanaian African rapper. Temarapa.
Yes.
There's on Bob Marley.
Yeah, has just been given the chance to lay his vocals next to an iconic, because this should have gone to some Elton John or some
Jay-Z. Even Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Jay-Z
was imagine this morning if it was a Nigerian rapper on this. This morning.
Like,
on a power.
Shut up, Sax. I mean, no go bed.
Brother.
Imagine this morning.
Don't go bed.
Even Jay-Z has said he wants to have a legacy like Bob Marley. And Jay-Z does not have a record with Bob Marley. Let's think about this.
I really wish we could find out the conversation that
I'm trying to get John, because
it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm sure the Marley family would grant access and use per the right conversations. But I really want to drill down to find out, because it's a huge deal for an artist to clock such an opportunity, status, an opportunity for you to be able to lay your vocals next to legally,
Robert Nesta Marley.
Does Rita Marley still live in Ghana?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I know she has a house.
Well, she has a residence there, so I don't know.
So if the whole thing is, for me, and just beginning to assume, I'm not sure I know anything. I'm just assuming that if Rita Marley lives in Ghana, it means that Bob Marley's family visits Ghana. Often. And if they visit Ghana, do they consume Ghanaian music? Possibly. If they do consume Ghanaian music, maybe they got introduced to an artist they found, this is an awesome artist. How do we get him to put his artistic work on one of, the works of our legend, and preserve memories and relationship between Ghana and Jamaica? I'm just assuming like that's the conversation, and then they found out that, okay, this is a guy who is a clean dude, carries himself with a lot of, has an aura around him that has people, buying into his creative ideas and all of that. How about we put the highest, which is called,
exactly
of them all on.
I've just been informed they have 3 people on the Zoom call. Okay. Let's get them to join us real quickly. Good morning, first 3 people. Let me just get them on the wire quickly as well to join us here on there. Okay, so right there they are. Folks, can you hear us? Maybe I think I'll have to encourage us to put our headsets on so that you can if you want to hear them. And also to our new fan army, please unmute your microphone so we can talk to you. Good morning, guys, and there's no lady in there, right?
Who's the first person?
Who's the Deborah?
This sad. There's no lady.
Who's the first person?
Which one of you is Deborah?
Okay. All right. So please unmute your microphones now. Unless you have terrible sound in the background, just unmute.
Oh, the lady just joined.
Yeah, the lady
Hi, lady. At least you shamed them all.
Let's have the lady.
Oh, she's gone.
She unshamed us. All right. So let me start with any of you. Your names, please. Introduce your names from the top left corner.
Hello,
okay.
My name is Mojo.
Your name is Your name is Okay. So my producer says let me start off with Justice. Justice, good morning. Can you hear me? Can all of you mute your microphones and let me talk to Justice first?
No. I can hear you.
What's wrong with you?
Okay, Justice, there you are.
No,
good.
I'm testing my Zoom layout with a Zoom call I just found.
Somebody's slagging me in the background there.
There's an audio in the background, guys.
Justice,
check the browser. Public. There's an audio in the background. Check in the browser.
Justice, can you hear me?
There, I want. That looks nice and crisp.
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome, Justice. Well, thank you very much, Justice. Are you a Success fan too, or?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, I'm a Sac Nation to the
What was your first reaction when you heard Sarkodie and Bob Marley?
That's racist.
I was blown away big time because I wasn't expecting this one.
Justice, hold on for me for a second. I'm struggling to hear you. Just hold on. Hold on for me for a second. I'm struggling to hear you. I'm just picking a lot of noise in there. But okay, I think much better now.
Hello, Jay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes. Soon as I heard
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
news, I couldn't wait to listen to the song. Up all night yesterday trying to get the first listen of the song on YouTube, and I was blown away. I
mean,
what are your thoughts? What do you think probably
James Boateng
brought about? I don't know. I just want to get your opinion as to what I'm also thinking about. Like this is Sarkodie and this is Bob Marley. Wow, like how did this even happen?
Well, first off, I like the fact that Sarkodie chose to go all Ghanaian and Chi on the record, trying to minimize the English and prove himself that he can do it well with the Chi. That's very good. It's commendable.
Yeah. All right. Okay, let me go to Joseph Boateng now.
Then,
Joseph. Okay, wait. Finish what you're saying. Go ahead. I think your microphone is muted again. Your microphone went off again. I'm struggling to hear you. I'm so sorry about the connection. Sometimes the internet connections get crazy. You were saying?
Sure. Yes. So I'm saying I'm very sure Sarkodie has learned a very huge lesson from the Acewood collaboration, and now that he has had another opportunity, he wants to do it better for the fans. So yes,
a fantastic point. Fantastic point. I agree with you.
I want to say this to every Ghanaian, especially African listening. Please, let's have this conversation clean of beef and controversies. Let's push the agenda. It's Ghana or Africa and then the Caribbean. We shouldn't try to be, Shatta Wale featured Beyonce and Sarkodie has featured Bob Marley, a ghost, something like that. I've been seeing those conversations on social media, and it's no good because you search for Sarkodie and Bob Marley on Google, and everything you'll be seeing is just controversies. It's no good. It's not good for our culture. We should push the positives and leave the negatives behind. I was on YouTube yesterday and I saw Kojo Sheldon, especially. I'm sorry if it offends him, but I saw his caption and it was like, Sarkodie has featured a ghost of Bob Marley. It is not good. Captions like this is not good for our culture. We should be pushing the Ghanaian agenda. It's a Ghanaian artist featuring Bob Marley. Whether Bob Marley is dead 40 years ago or whatnot, it doesn't matter. What matters is we've been able to have a Bob Marley feature, a Ghanaian artist, and we should run the numbers up. We are 30 million plus. This record should surpass 10 million or 20 million within a year. We should run the numbers. If it was a Nigerian, Ghanaians are not going to sleep. They are going to disturb us with this record. But yeah, it's a Ghanaian, so we are going to overlook it. No, this attitude of ours should stop. We should push it. Run the numbers up on Boomplay, on Spotify, on YouTube, AudioMac, everywhere. Let's run the numbers up. Yes, that is what I have.
My brother,
I like that.
This morning, the Sense, how much did you buy? It'd be like by the woman, he says, oh, leave some for the rest, Charlie.
I like that. Okay.
Mr. Ezekiel Tete.
Okay, yes. Before we come to the gentleman in the red, let's talk to Mr. Ezekiel Tete. I think I can identify that place, but let's hear his points as well. Mr. Tete, aka Steve, please talk to us.
Yo, I think this is a big achievement, not just a Sarkodie and Sark native, but for Ghana and Africa as a whole. I mean, this is good for the culture, man. I mean, this is what we've been praying for. This is really big. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm blown away. I just saw the video on the show, and I think this is super awesome. I mean, Charlie, let's forget those haters. I mean, the haters, they are going to be there, you know. People say in featured ghosts and all that. Charlie, we should ignore that, you know. The haters will always be there. But, I mean, let's look at the positives. And I'm just glad that you guys are discussing this. And I think this should go further and this should go far. I mean, Africa to the world, for me, I mean, this is a huge, huge achievement for Ghana and Africa, man. Let's celebrate Sarkodie. Let's celebrate this achievement.
Wow, let's celebrate Sarkodie.
Forget those haters. Forget
the haters. Let's celebrate Sarkodie. Yes, thank you very much, Stip. These are really, what kind of word? St. Peter's. What word should I put there? What word should I put there?
A surrogate of Alabot.
Surrogate of Alabot.
Alabot, yeah. I saw Olele typing on the call. He's emailing Jesus.
John Hill will join us. John Hill from Island Records will join us soon. So.
Okay, awesome. Let's go to the gentleman, Ato in red. Ato, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
How are you guys doing?
Ato, we are great in here. Ato, talk to us. Tell us how you feel about the collaboration. What you want to say about it?
Okay, before I go on, I want to say a big shout to you guys. You've been holding me down for like some mornings since last year. I watch the show every morning.
Thank you.
And my boss serial as well. So well, I wanted to drop a little exclusive, and in addition to what Olele has been doing. Myself, I'm a music journalist and a PR consultant, so I get to have some of these exclusives as well. So I first came across this collaboration in October last year. As Olele said, the song was supposed to drop in November last year, 18th November. Specifically, and the song is off, should I say, an album of some of the reworked Bob Marley songs, and there are a number of artists on there as well, very high profile artists. But for Sarkodie's song to come out as the first song, I think he deserves a lot of recognition for that. There are other featured artists. There's Tiwa Savage, there's Davido, there's Ira Star, there are a number of artists on there as well. So for Sarkodie's version to come out first, it's a very commendable thing. And as Justice said earlier, I think Justice is like a very core Sark Nation fan. But as he said earlier, these are some of the narratives that need the push and the positive reportage in the media. And so it would do us a lot of good if we put all our energies and efforts behind it. I think on the album, Sarkodie is the only Ghanaian artist featured on there, and so it goes to say a lot about him and his career. And there are a number of other artists from different African countries. So if we have only one representation on there, we would have to, collectively come together and push the song where it has to go. That's all I have to say.
I like the things you just said, and thanks to the exclusives as well. You sound like a politician, speaking about the constituency and the good works that the minister has been doing. Thank you very much, Ato. Let's go to Victor.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you so much. Let's go to Victor as well. Victor, good morning. Let's hear from you.
He needs to unmute his microphone.
Yeah, Victor, please unmute your microphone if you can hear us.
Yes, I have. Sorry about that. And good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
I'm highly privileged to and that I'm the CEO of Black for Black event. I'm really highly excited to be hearing this today because if I should say. I was years old when Bob Marley died, 1981.
Wow.
So get to that much. But my mom is a reggae fan and she's been listening to reggae since. And Marley, I've been around Bob Marley's songs and everything. And trust me to tell you, Sark, Charlie, you feel it, omu bleedy. You understand? Yes.
And I feel
you feel it. You understand? So this is big. This is big. Tell you,
new entrant. Can you mute your microphone, please? Yes, Victor, please go ahead. Sorry.
This is real for GH and other friends. And let's let Ghana win. Let's Africa win. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Victor.
It's all about black person doing his thing for his fellow black person. I mean, the Pan-African needs to rise, man.
Well, it's a big win for Ghana. Thank you very much, Victor. And we'll move on to the next person. Is that our own Rash? Okay. Rashid. I know him. Rashid.
Why you know him for?
Rashid. I know him very well. Rashid, how you doing, my brother? It's been a minute.
I'm all right. How are you guys doing?
Rash, I'm good. It's been a minute. Talk to us, man.
JC, I know him.
Yeah. I want to say this is a big opportunity for Ghana and a bigger legacy for Sarkodie having to be on a Bob Marley song. And with the rumors we heard in the last 2 years about Sarkodie has been featured by an artist bigger than Jay-Z, I think this is the opportunity for us to rally on this and help him develop the song, move it forward like what we did for Shatawale on Beyonce's song. So I think
Rashida, I'm getting some very terrible feedback. I'm getting some very terrible feedback in your audio. I may have to put a hold on there for a minute, please. Just pardon me. Whilst we try and connect and fix this, so we'll just put you off screen for a second, okay? Until we sort this out. Or has it been cleared now?
Everything was also
yeah. But he's frozen. You know, this is what happens to you when you are talking on WhatsApp and freezes.
You never freeze when you look good.
You always freeze when you this thing. But I mean, we can just take it off and. But Rashid, thank you very much. I think we got the message right. Thank you so much as well for your. Kind words to Sarkodie. I'm seeing a lot of other industry persons also tweet at Sarkodie. Good morning to Trigmatic. Says, congrats, bro. Really, nice one out there. So we'll keep the messages still coming in and the videos still rolling in.
I think I was on the floor when you had to go there to those on Zoom. So, like I was saying, so that's my assumption first of how this was done. However, getting the hint into some of the things that the gentleman, I think he's called Atua, called to say if it's anything to go by, then it means that Ghana has to sit up. You know, those of us who haven't bothered yet to join the conversation, cause it to trend and trend on a daily. I know they trended the day that, you know, we saw snippets of it, but we need to have it a conversation that would transcend for days, because once we know that our counterparts are on there and there are more than one, it means that it's going to be in our faces for days. You know, like he said, there are other African artists who are there, and he mentioned some names, and these names belong to a country has a population of numbers going to billions. So if we want to sustain the conversation and make it a real conversation that makes us look good, even though we have our in-fight, then we need to move beyond those fights and project Ghana as much as we can, especially for the fact that, like one of the guys also said, there's more Chi in there, which is a language that we cherish as Ghanaians, than English. It means that anybody who will be listening to it across the world will be wondering, now, where is this guy from? Who is this guy? What is he talking about? What language is that? So we are selling not just Sarkodie, we are selling the Ghanaian language, selling the Ghanaian artists, the Ghanaian culture maybe in a large extent. So it's something that we do not need to sleep on. Also, big ups to Emoji Beats, who, you know, worked on the beat of this and made it have a hip-hoppy feel. You know, there's some hip-hoppy hip-hoppy feel in there. Again, shouts to Samini. I'm just assuming a lot of things this morning. I'm just assuming that, you know, after that song or collaboration with Sarkodie, somebody also heard it and said, oh, this guy is versatile. He did this with a reggae dancehall artist. Okay, we don't want another reggae dancehall artist on. Been able to beat the record of Bob Marley. Like, you could feel the nostalgic feeling in that last man's, before Rashid's voice. He says his mom is a fan of Bob Marley. Imagine the feeling she gets knowing that somebody she's admired from far away, who is from a far away country, now has somebody who she's close to, might have not even met Sarkodie, but the mere fact that he's Ghanaian gives us a certain feeling, I presume. Even in his voice, you could tell that he said he was whatever age when Bob died. But he still carries a lot of memories with him. So for us, it's something that we should cherish. Again, big up to Sarkodie for not falling for the noise we made when Posiji made that pronouncement. He could have said, okay, let them in. Like Olele said, he kept giving us hints, but we didn't even think, not in anybody's wildest imagination, especially if you're not close to the team, would you think that a Sarkodie will get a feature on a Bob Marley song? You know, you not even, again, we'll say, no, a tree rapper, what is he going to look for there? Again, thank him for remaining original. I've heard people have a conversation about, oh, the lyrics is the same rhyming and all. What do you want to do? If it's winning for him, what should he do? He should now go and do try and error on something big like this. So that you say, oh, Sarkodie should have gone to the Sarkodie we knew. This new thing, in fact, you don't want to try your luck on something like this. For me, that's what I think. So let him stick to what he's won with all this while. So that's what I think.
True.
Yeah,
true.
Why do you want to try something new?
I think sometimes we over critique certain things, and we need to sometimes allow the flow as it is to happen, and flow in both senses, as in what he's doing to allow for him, as well as his rap style, you know, flow for it to allow. And then look at the doors it has opened for him as an artist, you know. And yes, to thanks for the insights, telling us about other artists, other African artists who are also a part of this refix. Reorchestration project on Bob Marley's classics, you know.
What we also missed is the symbolic nature of the feature, right? Jamaica, when the slave trade was at its peak, Jamaica really constituted. Jamaica was constituted mostly from Ghanaians, Nigerians, and Central Africans. So to have a Ghanaian back on a collaboration with a Jamaican
greatest
icon, have Nigerians back on a collaboration with a Jamaican icon. It's a full circle moment, even on that level. Forget about the lyrics, forget about the song, the music of it, the culture, the history, the legacy of it. It's a full circle.
You know, Jamaica is actually an Akan name, right?
Oh, is it?
On a lighter note.
Are you sure you want to be like that comedian?
No.
He's coming to joke.
I can tell you.
Off the mic, bro. Save us. Help us.
Let me tell you. Ojo or whatever. Is it an Ojo narration?
Jamaica was originally Jamaica.
Jamaica.
You know when they were traveling?
Yes, maybe we are stuck.
Thank you very much. So Jamaica. So they couldn't say it's Jamaica.
Are you sure?
Oh, so Jamaica. Yeah.
You take your pills before
I tell you how Three Music came about.
Before
I tell you how Three Music.
One music, two music, three music.
I'll tell you very soon. So a point of correction, a statement here from Egbert Brima says, point of correction, Tiwa Savage version of Bob Marley's Jamming was released almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So thank you for that insight. As well. But I'm sure they are for different projects.
Yeah. Because Atu said this project is, I think John will help us because John is with Island Records. So
is he joining us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and as for Three Music, it was 1 2 2 testing mic 1 2 2 3 3 2 mumbonyo music. 1 2 1 2.
You've been going to too many outdoors.
I don't know who, but that's
Bonyo parties.
You know, it's like one guy has been saying 1 2 2 2
They said two.
1 2.
When two.
You know, I wanted to say something whilst we wait for John to join the conversation. If you ask me, Sir can hang his boots. In fact, he can hang his mic. Because if you feature Bob Marley or Bob Marley features you, who again? I mean, unless of course maybe we think there's someone bigger than Bob Marley. Till someone actually put a question out there, and I'm thinking maybe we can have a conversation about it between Michael Jackson and Bob Marley. Who would you say is the biggest or the greatest?
Oh, me, I'll give it to Bob.
I'm sure, yeah, Bob would still go.
I mean, it's opinion, please. It's opinion. It's based on your opinion. I was born into a Robert Marley family, so please understand me. We had cassettes, VHS cassettes, listening to and watching the video clips. In fact, we had all of it, all the songs. So I was really into Bob Marley. So for me, I will stand on the Bob Marley any day. You know, and I know that a section of the world believes in Michael Jackson, his influence and his impact in music, pop music. No two ways about it. It's just about who you like. I like Bob. You like Michael. Let's stick to it. You know, peace. Yeah, before we start a whole new.
We don't like peace.
War.
We like violence. Always.
It only becomes an argument when you start trying to debate who did what and who did what. Look, Bob Marley's music changed the world, changed the narrative. It's till today people are still jamming.
Pastors on pulpits who would make reference to lyrics of Bob Marley. I'm yet to find one making reference to
equally
lyrics of Michael Jackson.
Equally.
When the devil's advocate.
Because we looks like you're all on one side.
I don't want to kill myself. But like I was saying, when Michael Jackson did the moonwalk dance, you know, and all those things. I mean, those are when even aside the music,
what you said,
the dance was impacting. But, you know,
I think they are both equal. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Bob Marley was at a time where social consciousness, civil rights, there were a lot of social commentary that Bob Marley addressed in his music. He was a support system for the fight for a lot of people. For a lot of black people, for a lot of African countries. Like you said, our fathers, our mothers, people love Bob Marley because his message resonated with their fight at the time. When that fight was over, then we had the likes of Michael Jackson, and we could celebrate blackness. We could celebrate our movements and blah, blah, blah. And that's why Michael Jackson, you know, work there, people don't come plenty like when it's time to celebrate. You understand? And because Michael Jackson was selling a universal message of love and joy, he could play shows in China, Japan, Singapore, Africa, everywhere, blah, blah. But Bob Marley was selling a conscious depth. He was sending a conscious message that not necessarily would resonate to a lot of people. Bob Marley's music would not resonate in the middle of Europe, where Michael Jackson's music would resonate. You understand? He touched on race, equality, sexuality, love, issues that are not global.
That's worth considering.
Are not globally acceptable to everybody. So if you're talking about reach and impact,
press mute on the button at some point in time.
Exactly. So impact and reach, Michael Jackson. But if you're talking about the depth and the legacy of it, definitely Bob Marley.
Bob Marley.
Point well made.
It's great. I feel proud to be a Ghanaian. The same way I feel proud to be Ghanaian when I heard Shatta Wale on Beyonce's record. And that is why.
The same way we'll feel proud to be Ghanaian if we hear another record from Stonebwoy, whoever, with another legend. If we hear Jay-Z with another Ghanaian,
when Stonebwoy did a song with Alpha Blondy and he did a song with Morgan Heritage, I felt the same way.
True.
Because if you look at the stories of these people who have had to, trailblaze their part in their respective ways. Stonebwoy is going to play a concert in Jamaica tomorrow. Known as
the Nation
Rebel Tribe. And the theme of this concert is preserving reggae music. And he's the only Ghanaian from Africa. He's the only Ghanaian from Africa to go and play that show. I mean, when I hear stories like this, whether you were a Shatta fan, you were a Beam native, you were a SAC fan, you should be proud of these soldiers who have gone there to wave the flag of Ghana high. It's as simple as that. You put aside all your, whatever, and then show the love, not even to the artist, but to the record that will be in the music libraries forever.
True.
The gentleman said he was he's not a reggae fan, but the mom. That is a generation being passed on from one point to another. So like Miss G said, if growing up, my father used to listen to Bob Marley, and I was growing up, I was listening to Sarkodie. Now I get an opportunity to listen to two generations and pass it on to the next generation that's going to enjoy timeless music. That is what I wish Ghanaians will look at. And then, okay, I'm told John Hill from Island Records is in, so might as well give him.
Well, let me introduce him and hand him over to you to draw all the information we can. Let me say good morning to John, namesake as well. John, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
How are you doing, my brother?
Cold, but I'm surviving.
Yeah, trust us. Well, we are also cold here, but ours is regulated by the air condition, so we can turn it down to about 20 degrees if we like. Wishing you all the best with the chills.
Yeah, run away.
Yes, John.
I wish I could do the same, but
Yeah, we want to find out, how this conversation and narrative started. First of this possible reorchestration of or refixes or remake of Bob Marley's records, and then now engaging various artists across the world to do this.
It's something that Island has always wanted to do for a very long time. So Island Records, obviously we signed Bob Marley like back in the day. We put out his music, and he's a legend that we've always tried to keep like his name and his music alive. So we've done several remixes of his catalog. There's like orchestra remixes and different remixes of his catalog. But this time we decided to take it back home to like the origin, So it's actually like an album that we're tapping into different African acts across the continent and just remaking like some of the classic records.
Was there any criterion selection of artists across the world to be part of this?
Not necessarily. But it was just a thing of people that we feel like have major effects within their different regions. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're doing justice to his catalog, if that makes sense. Like his Bob Marley's catalog, we cannot just do anyhow. So like we looked out for artists that we feel like connects to his music.
Okay, that's a very powerful point.
But when he says connect to his music, like in what form? Like I want to understand. Like for sure they love his music, or for sure that how did you get that these are artists that connect to his music?
For us, it's always been about the artist's story, if that makes sense. So before we did this, we spoke to a couple of artists. We are putting together like some sort of like a documentary to speak about how Bob Marley has had an impact in like your music journey. So it's almost like making sure that like whoever is jumping on each song has like a personal story or personal connection to that particular record.
Okay, makes sense.
So John, let's bring it home. So this song has been under wraps for the last 3 years. What contributed to the late release, if you may, and what were some of the things you guys were considering before finally letting us enjoy it today?
Mostly clearance issues, to be honest, because I mean, like I said, it's Bob Marley's catalog, so it has to be done right, and just trying to get it's a huge task trying to get everyone together on a particular project. Because like I said, we're working with artists from all over the continent. So it was chaotic trying to get this person's verse and that person's verse and making sure that the music is also doing justice to Bob Marley's catalog.
Right. Now, if you look at the record we are all jamming to, Stir It Up, it's just one of the many classics Bob Marley has. Is it that you guys put out the songs and you told the artists who are featured on the project that, okay, choose a song you like and then write a verse to it? Or as a label, you thought, oh, okay, based on the artist's story, this artist will fit this particular song?
To be honest, it's a bit of both. Because at the same time, we didn't want to take away the beauty. Like I said, it was mostly about the artist story. So we didn't want to take away the beauty of making a record, you know. So most of the time, like Stir It Up, for instance, is remade by MOG Beats, yeah. There's a video shot in Ghana by Sarkodie's team as well.
Right.
So it's almost like we tried to make sure that, okay, take this record, tell us your interpretation of this music, what it has done to you as an artist, and then bring it to us.
Talking about the artwork, because you made reference to the video being shot in Ghana, the artwork, the cover work that we saw had some what do you call Adinkra symbol. Did you have to influence that as well, or it was left to the artist to decide how he wanted the cover to look like?
Yeah, we had, like I said, we left everything to the artist because we're trying to make sure that like it's something that feels personal. I think it was designed by, I'm not sure about the name, but it was designed by an African actually. Okay. So most of it was like done by the artist and by their team. We go like, okay, take this record, shoot the video, send us a verse produced by your team, send us the artwork and all of that. There's also a lyric video coming as well, done by the artist team. So we almost like, okay, take this and bring it back to us.
Okay, so I have a question to ask that is slightly controversial, and that speaks to the other masses and lovers of Bob Marley music who don't want things to be touched and changed. Have you had any reactions of such sort? Because, you know, when I'm listening to a Bob Marley classic, I know songs, the song from beginning to end, parts that touch certain emotions in me, you know, that give me the feeling and the love for a Bob Marley, to listen to a Bob Marley any day. And now there's, you know, there are all these remixes and changes being done to it. Have there been any section of the public that have come about reacting to this differently?
Initially, that was the fear, you know, because I was like, these are like arguably some of the biggest songs in the world. So, you know, it was like, okay, well, how are people going to feel about it? But the feedback has been actually really amazing. Like we announced the record yesterday. It was trending the whole of yesterday. And I'm like, wow. So like the feedback has been really amazing. And like I said, it took 3 years to make this project happen. So it's something that we've almost fine-tuned and made sure that we do justice to his catalog. Okay. And it's been really, really amazing across board. Like everyone is like, this is good and they need more of it. So yeah, the album will be coming soon.
Who are the lucky people to be on board this project in terms of artists? So we now know Sarkodie. Who else and who else?
I don't know if I'm at liberty to say, but I'll tell you that the next single features Tiwa Savage.
Okay.
Oh. It's a different song from the one we know.
So this is a different song from the one that was released in 20...
it's a different song. Yeah.
We hear Ara Star is in there as well.
Somebody who works at your company, someone who doesn't work,
somebody says they are being
someone who doesn't work at your company has leaked the information. We just want to confirm it.
Somebody has said they've been privileged to hear the records. They know that Ara Star is in there. He mentioned Tiwa and he mentioned
Davido.
Is it Thames and Davido?
Okay, he mentioned some names, you know. But across, beyond Ghana and Nigeria, which other African countries do we have in there?
We'll fix the names ourselves.
We tapped into, so there's a few artists from Jamaica. There's an artist from the UK as well. Yeah, it's mostly like, because the point of the album is to connect back to Black music, back to Africa. So yeah, so it's literally, so there's artists, Black artists from the UK, from Jamaica, obviously, and Ghana, Nigeria.
How do you think the South Africans? I'm just imagining. how other African countries will feel about it
next time.
You know. So why I'm just wondering why there was not a spread across Africa since you're going back to Africa, why you just settled, Ghana, Nigeria in Africa and not others? Because maybe, or is it that? Okay, let me just rephrase. Or is it that these countries where have major consumers or are major consumers of the Legends music?
I mean, there's also there's a song with artists from South Africa as well. So yeah, we try to tap into the biggest markets in Africa, if that makes sense.
John, I know you talked about feedback, but I am personally curious to find out how the Marley family, are responding to this record, especially, of course, the SAC. So let's talk about Ghana. Have they had the opportunity to listen to the record, and what was their feedback like?
Surprisingly, the Marley family has been super on board. Like, they are huge supporters of this project. Like, I mean, they gave us access to Bob Marley's socials to post and push the record. There will be, I don't know if I can say, but there's a lot going on with the Marley family. So wow. They are really on board with it, and they are literally pushing this record as their own. I guess obviously the music is from Africa at the end of the day, so like they're really, really on board with it. Like, we literally have meetings with them all of the time, and they are pushing it as like one of their priorities this year.
So was it a joint decision between Island Records and the family to put out Sarkodie's version, Sarkodie's work on the song first, or it was a sole decision from Island Records? Because you have quite a number of heavyweights on the project, like you are saying. So why Sarkodie's version being the first one out to test the market, quote unquote?
For us, it's just about determining how to move forward with this. Like, it was not a thing of, we want this person first or that person second. It was just what felt right. And Sarkodie has been super on board with it. Like, he's been super, like, he came out to the UK sometime last year to shoot a couple of content with us for socials and all of that. So he's been really, He's been really involved in the project. So it only made sense to like lead with him.
Maybe also because he's an artist, a solo artist, you don't have to go through all the formalities of labels and all of that. I'm just assuming.
I mean, there is that too.
Cyril.
But yes, Sarkodie has been super really on board with it. So,
I wanted to just be a bit nosy. Was this the first and only verse that was put on the cover, or did you guys go through the creative process with Sark? Don't laugh. Answer me.
I cannot say that one. That's something that the A&R still with. He has the streaming.
I'm fine now.
Because if it's 3 years, I can understand where Cyril is coming from.
I know how these things
First
are.
take, second
great,
take.
but this, then that, then that, and that. So.
Yeah, and then that's another thing I wanted to start talking about. Okay, let him go ahead.
Yeah, we spoke to Sarkodie actually. Like, this was the first and only verse is done actually.
Wow.
Like I said, it was a thing of where the music connected. Yeah, this was the only verse that was done because it came out to the UK sometime last year. We spoke about making a project like that.
Right.
And this question is not just for SAG only.
It was like that's the first thing.
One take.
Okay, it's not just because of SAG, but it's just because this is a legend whose memory or whose works are being preserved. How controlling were you over the content in terms of lyrics, in terms of what words are placed on the songs of the legend? Did you have to say, like Cyril was trying to say, how many takes? Take out this. I'm not sure it would be pleasant to hear this on the record from Bob Marley. Did you have to do that a number of times? Not just with Sark though, but with the other people.
You'll be surprised. Like, most of the artists that we worked with, we've actually worked seamlessly. Like, I feel like we are inspired by Bob Marley so much that like the music doesn't feel forced, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like,
there's some respect.
Let's tweak this year. There's so much like energy that came around this project that it was so seamless. Like, surprisingly, there was no like pushback and this and that and that. Like, everything just sort of came together beautifully. So yeah, thankful for that because that doesn't happen, often.
John, just to also tap into your curiosity as well, in as much as we are all trying to be nosy. What's the end goal, the total end goal of this project?
About to ask that, yes,
you know, what's the total end goal? Are we to experience great concerts, maybe global tours or something? Are we going to have what do you call it? What's the end goal? I mean, we're all excited, but I'm sure as a label, you guys have a bigger picture we are not seeing. And if you want to share with us.
We do. There's something that's going to happen in summer. Let me put it that way.
Right.
There's a big that's going to happen in summer, but I can't say it yet.
Well, basically, there's going to be a big concert.
There's a lot you can't say. I'll get personal.
We'll put you down. We'll put you down.
Don't worry. I mean, like I said, this is only the first single, right? There's the Tiwa Savage single that's going to come after that. Then the album announcement. Then there's so much that's going to come after that. So with time, we're going to let people into the full picture, if that makes sense.
Right.
All right. Time. Right. Well, John, thank you very much. John Hills from Island Records. John, thank you so much for joining us and giving us insights into this. Looking out for the rest of the collaborations that are going to come up as well. I'm sure we'll engage you once again. So thank you very much. Our time is almost up now, but before we jump out of the studio, we have the Queen. They said when you came, no, we've cut John off.
The queen of Ghana music.
So when you came, no,
the
we all
queen
got
of Ghana music.
We got distracted. Yeah, we've taken our
Cyril has been
headsets.
asking that, when Wendy comes, she sits close to him.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to tell Wendy, he wants you to sit close to him.
And she took it. They ruined it. Don't worry.
So, are you willing to switch?
I see tears in your eyes.
No.
I see tears in your eyes, bro.
I got you. Don't worry.
When you compare, and
No, this house, I've realized that this house, nobody loved me in this house. It's like, oh my God, I'm blushing.
You and I have been doing this business for a long time, brother.
He's been benefiting more than you.
I can't believe how people are. We've been here. We were coming together in September.
Life is like that.
Not many get this privilege.
Listen, the number of when it comes to industry women, right? The number of men that have used their eyes. If women could read, what women are saying with their eyes, right?
Anita says I should show her my shoe.
I'm not sure she's familiar with the conversation. Are you familiar with the shoe conversation?
Go down low.
Finger conversation.
No.
Show down.
Don't do that to
Should
Wendy.
I tell her?
Wendy's ears are virgin ears. Don't do that.
Maybe the guys are saying,
go down low.
From I want you to attest to it from the longest finger to, you said that to the palm, to the end of the palm.
Charlie,
shows
me
their size.
No.
Or the size of the shoe.
No, if you paint it that way, you paint a wrong shoe to Wendy.
What have you been saying today?
We just about 5 minutes before she says thank you and everything. What we are saying is that there's when we're in school, we learn visual art. Well, you didn't do visual arts.
I did even school in Ghana.
In Ghana, okay, yeah. Pardon me.
You see, you take your side.
Kofi Antubam. And I want you to read about Kofi Antubam. Read about him.
Kofi what?
Antubam.
I actually went to school. I went to St. Martin de Porres, but I didn't finish.
You didn't learn those kind of nonsense.
But I didn't finish.
Learn good things. Well, don't mind Jay, okay? I don't know where Jay went to learn. What course? What course?
How grandmas would actually use the tip of their fingers to the middle of their chest to measure a yard. They use that.
And to what? How did grandma measure grandpa's?
Parts of the human body relate. Okay, yeah. So we would. I'll tell you how other parts you can tell other
so
parts.
You cannot tell her now.
I'll tell her, but let's come to the purpose of why she's here first. Welcome again to the show. This is home for you as well. Wendy, you nailed it. Sirian and I are victims. Sorry, we are sorry we couldn't come.
It's okay.
But I was coming, but they threatened me with traffic.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy. A lot of people came and they couldn't come in because the crowd was just too much.
Wow.
So I guess.
But that's good.
It's okay.
And there was someone on the tree.
Were you expecting any more than this?
It actually blew my mind.
Wow.
Yes, it actually blew my mind.
When you went on stage and you saw the crowd, the going all the way to the horizon.
sea of people.
The sea of people, like lights up in the sky.
I felt very honored. You know, I saw the guys on the trees, and I actually saw them later.
Wow.
And you know, it's very rare to see a female, you know,
artist put that. It's true.
Put those kind of numbers, and I feel very, very blessed to you know, witness and experience this.
I'm sure thank yous, because of time, thank yous to go out to other vendors and partners who made this possible.
Right, yes, very big thank you to Ebony Condom, you know, TFHO, and all the supporters, you know, Series, Aquamineral Water, and all of them, and then obviously to all the TV stations and the radio stations that supported 3 Music, QTV, everyone.
The artists who came to support us.
The artists, actually, everyone. Eno, AK Songstress, Last Mid, Darko Vibes came as a surprise guest.
Wow.
Yes, Bosum Pyong. Kim Promise actually came, but the crowd was just too much. He couldn't enter. So
wow.
That's crazy.
He actually came to show me some love, and I really appreciate it. I had Kwame Yogurt also come through as Kuku, LaRusso.
Yeah, I saw
you know, it was Sister Fia.
Wow.
Yes, it was amazing.
You should pull off one with just the females. Just an
I know, right?
Just an all girl.
Baroni was also there to support.
I think so. The girls thing should come back.
Yeah.
You know? Once a girl has been able to prove that she has the numbers, you know, it's not always the guys. Now, you know, put your forces together and do something. And this time around, sell tickets.
Oh, I mean, the reason why I did this free was because I felt like giving back to them, because I was the most streamed female artist last year.
So they've paid their dues.
So I felt like, you know, giving back
the
to them.
love,
you know,
was giving.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, this is a major bar you've raised for yourself. So what does the rest of the year look like? This is just January.
Yes, I know, right? I mean, big things. I am full of surprises, and I like to stay, you know, as a surprise element. So let's just
look into it. Let's just wait and see.
Enigma.
Enigma.
Yes,
yeah.
I like to be enigmatic.
Please, I'm waiting for the music video to Habibi.
Don't worry. Can you feature
we ordered for one man before.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm making
I have a video already. I'm okay. The video I have, I'm okay with it. The video I have for Habibi, I'm okay with it for now.
Talking about that, and so there was, you know, one of the videos that went viral was when you went the crazy twerk on the stage. You know, when you girls go on stage and you are doing that, do you know what you are doing to us? Like, why? I want to ask, like, why? We only came.
Tickets can grab me toy.
I think, say, as an artist, especially as a female artist, you should use everything that you have, every asset that you have to make your fans happy. Because I realized that my fans, you know, especially even the females, they love to see, you know, you shake what mama gave you.
Shake it, baby.
I mean, I don't just twerk. I dance. I have a dance to Habibi, which the fans love. I sing. So I.
That's the one she did on her balcony. The balcony one video that she was standing. The one that you sent to me to watch quiet.
It was a porch. It wasn't a balcony. Let's close. There were 4 steps on the porch.
Before we go somewhere.
Please, can you feature these men in the video?
We'll be standing there in shock going.
That will make the video. That's actually what will make the video.
Yes. So your last. I've been told your last words. I thought I was going to take the last words, but your last words, please.
No, I just wanted to say thank you. You know, because you guys have been a great support for me. Because obviously my fans wouldn't have known that I was having a show or a concert coming out without you all. So I came here this morning to say thank you.
Thank you very much, Wendy. You are always welcome. Looking forward to a part 2 of this show. I'm sure it's will be way bigger. The next time you might have to consider the stadium or twice the stadium to fill this.
I think there were about more than 30,000.
It could be.
Yeah,
it could be.
Yeah, massive crowd.
Yeah, it could be. Well, on that note, our time is done. We are out of here. I leave you with the last thing you should know about the human body. Okay, so they say the base of a palm, the base of your palm.
Production, can you turn the
let's go.
However, on Monday I'll tell you about the woman and a very important part of the face that speaks a lot. My name is Jay.